am Catnap, and it is time for another scary story. And have you ever heard of a book called Creepy Crayon? It was written by Aaron Reynolds and pictures by Peter Brown. Well, I have a new version of the Creepy Crayon. So, here's the story. Once upon a time, in art class, there once was a bunny. His name was Hopper. Now, Hopper loved to draw. He loved to be so creative and absolutely draw by using his imagination. He always has red, orange, yellow, green, blue, pink, and so many other colors. But there was one crayon in particular that he hadn't used, and that is the color purple. Yes, that's right, the color purple, aka the Creepy Crayon. Now, Hopper didn't know if he should use the Creepy Crayon to absolutely color, and he decided not to, because he absolutely never uses purple anyway. So he finished every drawing that he did to show every teacher and his parents all about it. The purple crayon rose up from the ground with mad, evil eyes on it and wants to get revenge on him. So he did. Hopper was ready for bed, and he put his crayons away and absolutely went to get into bed. But until there was a creak, a very horrible creak, and he looked around to make sure if anybody wasn't here, because he'll probably think it's a murderer or something. And there was no one there. He thought that it was his parents just walking. So he got up back to bed, and as he was about to lay down, the purple crayon was on his bed, and he was very confused of why the crayon was up there. Now, the purple crayon, well, it didn't really do anything at a few minutes. So Hopper put the purple crayon back, and he went back into his bed. And as he was about to lay down, the purple crayon was at his alarm clock. And he was starting to feel really scared. So he put the crayon back in the box, the crayon box. And as he was about to get to bed, the purple crayon wrote, "Revenge." He was wondering what revenge on who. And he said to himself, "What does the purple crayon want?" And he put the purple crayon back and threw away the paper. And as he was about to get to bed again, the purple crayon wrote, "You." And Hopper screamed into fear and tried to open the door, but the purple crayon hopped and hopped and hopped on the ground. He turned, and he was so terrified. He absolutely opened the door and wake up his mom and dad to tell him the news, that there was a purple crayon hopping and wants to get revenge of me. The parents giggled a little and said, "It's probably just your imagination." And he thought to himself, "You're right." So he went back to his bedroom, and the crayon was gone. He looked and absolutely saw that he saw that the purple crayon was back in the box and the paper was thrown away. And so he relieved himself. So he went to sleep. And then the very next morning, the parents were shocked and fear. He woke up and on his forehead it said, "You're a murderer," on his forehead. And she absolutely called the cops. And Hopper was so scared, he ran to the mirror and saw "You are a murderer" on his forehead. The cops arrested Hopper and put him into military school. He wasn't crazy. It was the purple crayon. He knew it. And as the purple crayon watched him go to military school, the purple crayon had an evil smile on his face that maybe, just maybe, that he, Hopper, would totally use him again. The end. Wasn't that too spooky? I mean, after all, it's Halloween on this month. Stay tuned for another scary story. Bye-bye.